Hey there, this is Dave from the Author's Reserve, and we're going to be doing a little bit of an odd video here. I already recorded it once, doing a whole unboxing, some measurements, and writing sample. And then after I was through recording the video, I started playing with the pen some more, and I started learning some things about it. And I decided this needed more of a deep dive than I had originally intended. I thought it was going to be just a quick, 5 or 10 minute video showing off a new pen, and then it wound up being more than that to me. So I thought it was worth re-recording. So before we get started, let's talk about a giveaway for this video. We're going to be giving away a pocket pen. This is a Kaweco All Sport, meaning that it's aluminum. And this will go away to one lucky subscriber. So stay tuned to the end of the video for information on how you can be the lucky winner. So what is this pen that we're talking about? Well, it's another pocket pen. This one's full titanium, and it's made in Scotland. It's made in a town called Kirkcaldy, which is just across the bridge from Edinburgh, about a 40-minute drive because of the route you need to take. I thought it was really interesting, so it popped up in my shop app, and I wound up thinking, hey, that's kind of interesting. Let me take a look at that. Now, I have another pocket pen on the way here shortly that I will also like to do a review on that we will get to at some point here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully by the end of the month, and we'll do another giveaway with that one. So here's the box within the box, and within that box is yet another box, and a nice and tight fit here. So we're not doing a full unboxing like earlier in the day because it's already been unboxed. All you get is this one little card, and it's pretty substantial card there, but there's no more information on it than a quote here and instructions on where to get the instructions, which is namisu.com. So obviously this is a Namisu pen, and this particular one is called the Nova Pocket. This one is in titanium. In the finish they call bead blasted. There's another finish that they call stonewashed, which is a little bit shinier. And then it also comes in Ultim, a completely clear yellow resin, and that one's a little bit less expensive. The reason I wanted to make sure that this video got out today is because it's a little bit time sensitive. And the reason I say that is right now they're running a sale on these at 20% off. So normally it's about 108 or 102 US dollars with a 20% discount. And then also if you sign up for their newsletter, you can get an additional 10% off of that. So it winds up becoming quite the deal, especially when you consider this is grade 5 titanium. So let's take a look at the pen itself and see what we're talking about. The dimensions are fairly standard for a pocket pen. If you look at the Kaweco Sport, it's actually a little bit shorter than the Kaweco Sport, but it obviously has more girth than the Kaweco Sport. Both of them have clips. With the Nova Pocket, you can get different clips to go on here that are anodized in different colors. So again, we have the bead blasted here. We also have a stonewashed. And additionally, there's one more finish, which is called petrol, and it's kind of that oil on water look, or kind of a rainbow color. Similar to the Skittle color, but a little more intense and more concentrated on the points, the edges. And that would be because of the type of, the amount of electricity that they apply during the electroplating process. It's actually not electroplating in this case, but so you can replace the clips. The clips themselves are kind of interesting. They are, I believe, titanium as well. They're definitely closely matched in color and very, very stiff. But there is a gap here that will allow it to go over the lip of clothes, for instance, a jacket pocket or whatnot, or maybe even a jeans pocket, and not come loose. This is not going to bend without significant amount of pressure. In fact, it kind of sings, which is kind of an interesting characteristic on a pen. I haven't seen, and I'm sure other people have, but I haven't seen a pen that has a clip that can ring like a comba. So I think that's kind of cool. The general characteristics of the pen are cone-shaped from the top of the finial, which is also conical shaped here, and the other end is also conical shaped. You'll notice that there's threading here, and I'll get to that here in a second. But it tapers from this narrow end all the way to the seam here, and then from the seam on, it's exactly straight across. So it's a nice graceful arc, and then straight across to be a cylinder. To uncap it, you do one exact turn, exactly, and that reveals a number 6 size nib, which is fairly substantial for a pen this size. I mean, if you consider the Kaweco Sport, which is longer, let's take a look at that. I mean, that looks paltry in comparison. The nib is one of my favorite features of this pen. It's a Bach number 6 steel, and at first I was pretty dismissive about that. I felt Bach steel nibs before, and I thought it would be just one of, run of the mill. And maybe it is, but this is extra fine. I ordered extra fine. They have 4 sizes available, which are extra fine, fine, medium, and broad. And then what's also interesting is that you can replace the section area here, unscrew this, and attach a ballpoint nib instead of doing a fountain pen. And you can keep all of those with you and swap out to whatever one you want, depending on the task at hand. One of the interesting features about this nib is that it comes with this alignment mechanism, which is this knurled colander here. Now, this does 2 things. One is it allows you to align the nib with the clip. So when it's clipped up, I'm pretending like there's a middle section here, you can get it to align the clip with the nib. That might not bother some people to have it like all twisted off here like that, which, you'll find for cheaper pens like Conklin and so forth, Asvines, they'll be all over the place. But if that sort of thing bothers you, they give you a way to tune it in. And actually I have it tuned in right now. So if we go ahead and put the body back on, and then we attach the clip, you'll notice that it's perfectly aligned. Well, I might have got it out of alignment just slightly here, but all you have to do is decide on where the alignment should be, grab a hold of the nib with a rag or whatnot, and then twist the knurl section until it gets aligned exactly where you want it to be. And once you do, you hold on this section and then you tighten this one down. And that cinches it down so it won't be spinning around on this side. I was a bit confused by that when I first got it, because once I put in the cartridge here, it just spun around in circles and it made kind of a rattling sound as I wrote. And I thought that was peculiar. So that was one of the things I investigated after the video. Well, there's also one thing that you might have just noticed, that I said cartridge, and this isn't a cartridge, right? This is a converter. This is a Kaweco converter. According to their website, this is only a cartridge pen, but you can use the Kaweco with no problems. This is a half-size Kaweco. Well, I can pull it out to show you. Half-size Kaweco converter. This is the one with the folding plunger there. So once you get it filled with ink, you can just flip it over, and that gives you a little bit more room on the inside of the body. So there's that. And additionally, they have instructions on the website about how to convert this over to an eyedropper pen. And all that requires is an O-ring, which did not come with it as far as I could tell. I mean, I didn't see anything in the box here other than that cardboard slip. But basically, the O-ring goes here. You put a little silicone grease on the threads, a little bit here underneath the knurls, and a little bit on the inside here of the threads of the nib unit that's on the inside here. And then fill it up like you normally would any other old eyedropper. So once we've got it posted, then if you compare it to the Kaweco, now it's beating the Kaweco by quite a lot in terms of length. It also has a really nice balance once it's posted. So I would never use this pen unposted. Even though it just about barely fits, I still wouldn't do it. The balance is just so much better with it posted. We've already talked about capping and uncapping this pen. To post it, it is about a half turn, a little more than a half turn. One of the things I find just a little bit inconvenient is that sometimes it's hard to find the seating position for the threads on when you're trying to post it, but it's not that big of a deal. Once you find it, and then it's nice and solid. You can't get more solid of a posting than this. It's just not going to come off ever. Enough about the features of the pen. Let's do some measurements. First of all, let's weigh it. Comes at 39.71 grams, and I'm going to remove the converter here just so we have a fair measurement. Keeping in mind that there's still a little bit of ink in the feed. So 38.40. The website claims it's 36. It's just slightly more than that. I'm not going to worry about doing an unposted weight because you would never use this pen unposted. So capped, the length is 90.5 or 91, somewhere in that range. The thickest part of the body is 16 millimeters. The thinnest part of the section is 11 millimeters. The thickest part of the section is 12.5 millimeters. The grip section, including the threads, is 32 millimeters. Posted, including the nib, is 142. So a nice size pen. All right, let's do some writing tests. What do you think? All right, let's do a writing test. Before I get started, again, this is not sponsored by Namisu or anyone else, and this pen was purchased with my own cold cash, hard-earned, and these opinions are my own. So there you go. Nice, quiet writer. Even with the lighter pressure, I really like the way this is writing as far as being extra fine. Now, extra fine is kind of new to me. I don't usually write with extra fine, so this is kind of a new experience that I'm getting used to again. It's been quite a long time since I have used anything this fine. And the reason I'm doing that is because, finish this word, I have switched over to the plotter. Well, maybe switched over to the plotter. And the spaces on these are really quite small. And it's kind of hard to write with anything other than an extra fine. I actually can't show you anything there. But I'm sure you know what I'm talking about needing to use a finer nib when you're writing smaller characters. So Whereas if you compare it to something like this, which is a medium nib, that's going to be harder to read. Chances of it feathering together and closing in the loops and so forth is much higher. Another thing is that it makes it easier for you to have quick drying inks with a, when you're trying to do some EDC work and just jot down a quick note. You don't want to have to wait for the ink to dry. And with a medium or, even some fine nibs, it can feel like it's taking too long to dry and you're sitting there waiting in line at the DMV or whatever. At any rate, I think this is a super fun pen, and I'm looking forward to getting some more experience with it. After I initially recorded the video, I sat down and I wrote like a whole page of some notes here, just a quick brown fox. And I'm glad, nobody was sitting here looking at it and then thinking I was, from The Shining or something. But I just think there's a lot of really interesting things with this pen. Like, I don't know if you can hear this, but it kind of makes a nice ringing tone if you tap it. And I can see myself kind of fidgeting with it during meetings and, when I'm not really wanting to pay attention to somebody. Anyway, very interesting pen. And right now it's on double sale, 20% off plus 10% off for new customers. So shipping was a little bit expensive. It was about $20 US. So that brought it up to about $100 US total. But I paid for the super fast delivery. I hope you enjoyed it up to this point here. Let's talk about the giveaway. Okay, again, this is a giveaway sport, all sport, and it is all aluminum. This is the raw aluminum one, and it comes with the chrome clip. The nib, I believe, is a medium. No, it's a fine. So if you're into fine nibs, that's great. This would be running between $80 and $90 US. And shipping is going to cost about $30 to $40, and I'll cover 15 of that. So it's up to you whether or not you want to be in the contest. In fact, you can just be in the contest if you like. And if you win and decide you don't want to pay for the shipping, you can decline it. We will announce the winners. From now on, I'm going to be announcing winners on the last day of the month. That would be the 31st. And this will be the 31st of January. I'll also include which month it's going to be the end of. So the 31st of January, you have 48 hours. So you have until the end of the 2nd to claim your prize. If you haven't claimed your prize, I will announce another winner. You'll be able to go to the link down below that will show the list of objects that are up for giveaway and who has been chosen to win those. So come back after 2 days and see if there are still any prizes still available, because you might be the next person to win. All right, thanks again for watching, and keep writing.